Chelsea 1, Spurs nil. You have to go all the way back to 1977 since the last time Spurs lost 16 league games in their first 30 matches in a domestic season 48 years ago. Do you sack Ange Postecoglou before Frankfurt and bring in someone like Ryan Mason? Will he walk before then after a car crash interview? Do stay tuned to the very end to get my thoughts on this game and his future. There's a lot to discuss after another Spurs defeat. What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're keeping well. If you're new around here, please do like and subscribe. But yeah, it's another defeat for Tottenham, 16th in the league. As I said there, 1977. That record in terms of losing 16 of opening 30 league matches. That was under Keith Birkinshaw. So it's just really, really poor. I just can't get my head around. We've lost more than 50% of our Premier League games this season. That's 30 points. 34 points, sorry, from 30 games. It's just awful. And there's a lot to discuss tonight, but I thought we were poor. I never thought we were in the game. I don't think the scoreline reflects the game. I think Chelsea should have won by more. What I will say, though, is I think that I will agree with Ange after the game, and I didn't agree with a lot that he said or done in this game, but I do think that our goal disallowed, I think it's soft. Without a doubt, Sarr, by the way, I think gets nothing of the ball, and he does connect with Casado in this modern era. It's, you see them given. I just personally don't like to see them given, and I don't think there's anything clear or obvious. I think Ange goes a little bit far in terms of ruining the game, blah blah blah. Would be annoyed if it was the other way, but I just think that there's a possibility that another referee views that differently. I think the referee bottled it maybe on the occasion, but for me, I just feel like the end is very near for Ange. He's got 14 now, hasn't he? The guy hasn't got that excuse, but just cups his hand to his ear and waves at the Spurs fans after scores from the distance. It's disallowed, but fans are annoyed that Bergevall come off or win that decision. Fans have a right to be annoyed at the moment. We're awful, right? It's an embarrassing league campaign, the worst in a lot of their lifetime, certainly in mine. Just embarrassing to watch. So fans have a right to be annoyed, and that substitution is a weird sub. Bergvall's been one of the bright sparks of the season and in this game. And to be 14th place, it's not acceptable to do that. Taunt the fans and not clap them at the end either. Fans have a right to be annoyed. You see a bit of arguing and shouting and ugly scenes at the end. But I don't criticise fans for that. I have a right to be annoyed. It shows that they care, and players on the pitch, and he's not showing that they care. And there's a car crash interview after the game where he just threw his toys out the pram, and having watched that, there's a serious possibility that he walks. But I think there's a genuine question here, and I haven't entertained it until now, but I will now. Do you get rid of Ange for Frankfurt? Do you say, okay, Ryan Mason, in you come, and give potentially the players a little bounce ahead of that game with a new face, someone who could be here for the longer term, which Ange won't be by the looks of things? Do you do that, or does Ange have a right to manage that Frankfurt game? He's kept us in the Europa League. For me, I'm probably going to say at the moment that you give him Frankfurt, and then the decision's made on the back of that. If we go out, bye-bye on the night, by all means. But we're awful, and it's not a surprise that we've lost. Our record at Stamford Bridge, we know that, but it's the way that we played. Just no unity, no team effort works. But kind of together. There's just none of that. What's the word? Lacking discipline, lacking creativity. 112 minutes we played for. We could play for another 112 minutes. In fact, we could double that. 224 minutes or whatever, and we still wouldn't have scored. It just don't look likely. We've lost that creative edge. I feel like we've lost our identity under Ange. So it's really hurt losing the London derby. We know the league's over. We know how bad we've been, domestically. Because if that's the London derby, and our record in terms of London derbies under Ange has been unacceptable. big thing that really gets to the fan base, and rightly so. 0 wins from 8 London derbies, with or without injuries. It's just unacceptable, isn't it? But yeah, tonight really poor, and there will be pressure on Ange, and rightly so. But that was a car crash interview after he's lost his head. And last time the fans were chanting, you don't know what you're doing. And we saw scenes like this. It was Nuno, and he was sat the next day. I think he will be in charge for Frankfurt, but there's a genuine question here: do you change something? We know how that went with Levy last time with Mourinho, with that City Carabao Cup final, and it didn't work out that well. Not disastrous, but it didn't work out well. We lost the game. Tough decision, but you probably do stick with him, but not long term. It just feels like an end. It's done. There's no future fans at Spurs. But if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Get involved as always. Your thoughts in the comments below. Turn the notifications bell on for more Spurs content. But for now, massive community Spurs.